Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel again. So today in this video we are going to discuss about AWS real-time interview question on EBS volume. Okay, so we're going to see one of the very interesting question, right? So this kind of question, will be surely be asked in the interview, so to check whether you really have a knowledge on these kind of services or not. Okay, so now the question for today is it possible to create an EC2 instance without EBS volume attached? Okay, so you every so we know that so what is EBS volume? So EBS volume, elastic block storage. So it's the storage that needs to be attached to EC2 instances. Okay, now let's go back to the demo and see whether it is possible for us to create an EC2 instance without being without being the EBS volumes attached. Okay, so now as you can see, if I wanted to launch instance, okay, so you should be knowing that in which place exactly you can find the EBS volume section where you can just omit the EBS volume and you can just create it or not. Okay, so now I'm just clicking on cloud institution. Okay, so EBS volume. Okay, as you can see all the way down, I'm going to create Amazon Linux. Okay, and then I'm going to create a T2.micro, which is free service, and I'm going to click on proceed without key pair, and I'm going to leave the networking default. Okay, and then configuring storage. Okay, root volume. So eligible volume can up to 30 GB of EBS, general purpose of magnetic storage. Okay, so now this is the EBS volume section, right? Okay, so now if you can see here, so if I don't give anything of over here, so if I can give 0, right? So for it is not allowing me to proceed with a launch instance. Okay, so if you can click on launch instance, okay, it will keep on showing me. For example, okay, if you can click on, okay, I'm here. If I click on launch instance, okay, it'll come and show me the error saying that so the smaller volume size for so GP3 is 1 GB. Okay, so if you can give 1 GB, okay, if you can give 1 GB, okay, still it's not working. The smaller snapshot must be at least 8. Okay, which means that for Linux instance we must need minimum of 8 GB of size to be able to create an instance. Okay, so if you want to launch instance with EBS volume Linux, okay, so EBS volume Linux, okay, so now you should be able to create it. So after creating instance, you can go and see the EBS volumes, and you must be seeing one EBS volume is created. Okay, so let's go back and see under EBS volume. Okay, under elastic block storage, if you can see the volumes, you must be seeing one EBS volume is being created. Okay, so that is in use. That is under the cloud institution EBS Linux machine, whichever we created. Okay, so now as you can see here, what is the capacity of the server? Is going to be 8 GB. Okay, so without this capacity of 8 GB, we will not be able to create an instance. So next, for example, let's go back and create a Windows instance. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to create a Windows instance, cloud institution. Sorry, it's getting slow. Institution. Okay, Windows. Okay, okay, so Windows. So I'm going to click on Windows machine, Windows server over here. Okay, so as you can see here, it's just showing me 30 GB of a storage is required, is what it's telling. Okay, by default, right? So why don't you go and check, make it 8 GB? Okay, so as you can see here, it is not allowing me. Okay, so we may need to choose something different, but it's not allowing me to create a EC2 instance less than 30 GB. Okay, so now, so I'm giving 30 GB because so for Windows machine, the minimum 30 GB of hard disk is required to provision the VM. Okay, now I'm going to launch instance. Okay, so I'm not going to create any kind of SSH keys. So I'm going to click on launch instances. Okay, so now if you can go back and see the EC2 instance. Okay, so now if you can go back here. Okay, so two instances must be there. One is 30 GB, another one is of 8 GB. Okay, so now let's go back to EBS volumes. Click on volumes. You can refresh it, and you must be seeing 30 GB of EBS volume is created. Okay, so now the answer for this question, whatever has been asked, is that is it possible for you to create an EC2 instance without EBS volume attached? Okay, the answer is obviously no. It's not possible to create an EC2 instance without EBS volume attached. We need minimum one EBS volume required. Okay, so this is what the answer is. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. Hope this video was really helpful for you. Okay, if you go for interview, please be mentioned, please be confident on all these kind of concepts. It'll be really helpful for you guys. Okay, and thank you so much for watching, and see you again in the next video.